Shalom, giving all praise, all the glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Al Shai, the Wadi Yahweh Ba'ashem Al Shai for the days, minutes, hours, leading to the return of the one who the world calls Jesus Christ. I want to go into a few things that are going on in the world and filter through the scriptures. The bottom 60% of U.S. households don't make enough money to afford a minimal quality of life. And this is what you have. You have the deterioration of society, in these latter days. It's getting hard for people to afford the basic necessities, because the scriptures talk about how the chief things of life, food, water, and house to cover shame. And these people, they can't get that. You have so many people that are 30, 29, 43, 37 living at home. And the thing is, back then it used to be like a roast or something that people say, oh, you still live with your parents. Oh, you're this age and you still live with your parents. Well, the majority of people are 30, 20, 40-ish and live in the same house with their parents or with other family members. A lot of people do nowadays. Father of Palm Springs fertility clinic bombing suspect says son just changed and they hadn't spoken in years. Richard Bartkus says the father of Edward Bartkus is speaking out after news that his son is the person investigators believe to be the suspect in bombing at Palm Springs fertility clinic. Richard Bartkus says that he hasn't spoken to his 25-year-old son in more than a decade and that he is not the person he remembers. He said that in 2019, his son worked on a school bus with children with special needs in 29 Palms. He tried to help people, Bartkus said of his son after 29 Palms, but he changed. He was unaware that his son was a suspect in the massive investigation, which is still ongoing. He was also unaware that his son is believed to be dead following the incident. It didn't say anything about him dying, and I read later he died. Packed his 2010 silver Ford Fusion with explosives before making the hour-long drive to Palm Springs, where they believe he intentionally parked outside American Reproductive Centers and an IVF clinic. Investigators say that they're still digging through a series of Bartkus' online posts and writings, which appear to indicate anti-natalist beliefs, a view that people should not continue to have children. Damn. We need the public's help in identifying gaps in our investigation. Oof. We know where Bartkus was at about 6 a.m. We know the timeline of when he entered the city, but we need the public's help identifying where he traversed within the city before the explosion went off. Oof. Also said that when his son was 9 years old, he accidentally burned their family home down while trying a trick with matches, but never noticed any red flags. FBI is now calling. I don't know what changed his mind. Maybe a girl, maybe people he was hanging out with. It wasn't him before that. Guy was more for helping people. So yeah, this is the face of radicalism. See, the thing is, they try to paint, different so-called Negroes and a lot of times the Israelites as, these different radicals and things like that. But, the scriptures teach not harm, and you guys don't even believe in the Lord. So, and the scriptures teach to wait on the Lord. So if we're just saying nothing and the Lord is not real, then ain't nothing should be going on. We're just talking, right? We're just the different people, brothers out there, and the people that are reading out the scripts, they're just wild people, just disgruntled or whatever, and they're just talking and blowing smoke in the air, right? These different Edomites, these are the different people that are they're really about that action. See, when Edomites get upset, they really will go and do something. It's not just talking. They'll go and bomb buildings and do these different violent things. Dylan Roof, Klebold, Eric Harris. You know what I mean? Over here, former U.S. President Biden diagnosed with aggressive prostate cancer. So yeah, the Heavenly Father is starting to get these different people. See, that's why the scriptures talk about waiting upon the Lord. The Heavenly Father is not going to acquit the wicked. Nahum verse 1 verse 3, the Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet, right? So, the Lord is going to get all who he has marked, and he's not going to miss his mark. So, through the Spirit and power, how about Shema Shah, you want to do your best to be on his nice list, not his naughty list. Netanyahu says Israel to take over all Gaza, start aid flows. Israel will take over the entire Gaza Strip. Prime Minister Netanyahu said on Monday, as the military announced it would carry out an unprecedented attack on Hamas. So, the Heavenly Father has more violence and skirmishes going off in that region surrounding the Valley of Jehoshaphat, and it's not stopping, because 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Right? So all that peace and safety talk it's not happening. The war is still raging on. Habakkuk 2 verse 5, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations. Right? So they want to take over this, they want to take over that, they want to do this, they want to do that, they want to bother people. This is the mindset of Esau. Meanwhile, over here, Kentucky got hit with a tornado that tore it up. So yeah, the Lord is moving. The Lord is doing his thing. We just got to keep making sure that we're holding our end of the bargain. Trump says Russia will immediately work toward a ceasefire after phone call, but Putin seems unmoved, right? Because Putin was just talking about, I believe this morning or something like that, he's about to do some strikes. If I thought that President Putin did not want to get this over with, I wouldn't even be talking about it. Trump said, I think he's had enough. Yeah, man. So yeah, the Heavenly Father is moving, and through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, all this is gonna fully end soon. Because we're ready for the kingdom. We're ready for Yahweh Shema Shai to enter this next phase, and then enter to the final phase, which is the kingdom of heaven being established, man. So we can be at peace. Don't gotta worry about this, don't gotta worry about that. Just be at true peace with ourselves and with the Heavenly Father. Shalom.